How did the Parthenon lose its marbles? A historical humans production. The Parthenon is an ancient monument that sits atop the Athenian Acropolis. It was the crown jewel of Athens during the height of the city's power. The ornate treasury cost more than the construction of the Athenian navy. The removal of the Parthenon marbles in the early 19th century and their current whereabouts is a heavily debated topic in the archaeological circles. So, how did the Parthenon lose its marbles? Why was the monument separated from them in the first place? And what was the controversy that surrounds them to this day? The Parthenon was constructed during the second half of the 5th century BCE as a part of the reconstruction of the Athenian Acropolis ordered by Pericles following the Greco-Persian Wars. It served as the treasury for the Delian League, an alliance of Greek city-states headed by Athens. The architecture of the Parthenon combined the Doric and Ionic architectural traditions of Greece as a symbolic mirroring of the combination of Dorian and Ionian peoples under Athenian rule in the Delian League. Made entirely out of white marble, the Parthenon took 9 years to erect and a further 6 years for the completion of its numerous decorative sculptures. At a cost of 469 talents, the construction of the Parthenon would have paid for the complete reconstruction of the 200-ship Athenian navy more than twice over. The Parthenon marbles, also known today as the Elgin marbles, after the man who took them, Sir Thomas Bruce, the 7th Lord of Elgin. The marbles are a sequence of carved marble reliefs depicting a battle between centaurs and a human tribe known as the Lapiths. The marbles adorned the Parthenon for over 2,000 years prior to their removal. Lord Elgin's original plan was to have the marbles, alongside other sculptures and architectural structures from antiquity, sketched, modeled, and replicated in an effort to preserve them for future generations, as the Ottomans were largely negligent to the ancient structures within Greece. Lord Elgin was able to garner from the Ottoman government a broad and sweeping power to, as it was put, take away any pieces of stone with old inscriptions or figures thereon. Armed with this power, Lord Elgin set about the removal of the Parthenon marbles from the Parthenon and began shipping them back to England. The removal of the marbles occurred from 1801 to 1803 when the Ottoman Empire ruled present-day Greece. Lord Elgin was the British ambassador to the Ottoman Empire during this period. He utilized the political connections of his position to negotiate the removal of the marbles. The marbles were later sold to the British Museum in 1816, where they remain to this day. From 1803 to 1816, the marbles served as the personal trophies of Lord Elgin in his Scottish estate. The removal of the marbles was and is a controversial issue regarding ownership of archaeological materials and the right of descendant groups to their own cultural heritage. Even at the time of their removal, the question of legitimacy of the removal of the marbles has been a particularly contentious one. Many of Lord Elgin's contemporaries in England protested the removal, with one Lord Byron having the act declared in print an act of vandalism. Lord Elgin did not leave behind any documents that could attest to the legitimacy of the removal of the marbles, and the removal was approved by the Ottoman government, which, though it ruled over Greece, was not representative of the Greek people or their interests. Additionally, statuary that was not removed by Lord Elgin has been preserved by the Greeks to a far higher quality than those brought to Britain. The Acropolis Museum was constructed in 2009 by the city of Athens to provide a place for the display of the marbles in Greece. The British Museum has, however, refused to repatriate the marbles by arguing that the precedent set by such a move would deprive the British Museum of its vast majority of its exhibits. The Parthenon marbles are a set of reliefs belonging to a 2,400-year-old Greek monument that were removed in the 19th century by Lord Elgin through a deal with the Ottoman Empire. They served briefly as trophies of Lord Elgin before transferring to the British Museum. Despite protests from the Greek government and the questionable legitimacy of Lord Elgin's bargain with the Ottoman Empire, they remain in British hands to this day. The circumstances of their removal to serve as personal trophies and their present display in the British Museum continues to raise contentious issues over the rights of the people to own their own heritage. If you like this video, be sure to drop a like down below And be sure to subscribe for future comment. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.